Hello and welcome to another SkaredCast battle report. Today the forces of the Eldari will battle off in this Cities of Death. Maelstrom of War mission, Uthway versus Drukhari. Let's begin. Across the war-torn battlefield, we have the forces of the Uthway Craftworld clashing against the forces of the Drukhari. Archon Skari has clearly pissed off Eldrad, and he has come to claim his head. Well, you know, a little less gruesome than that. But Eldrad needs to stop Archon Skari and his machinations in order to safeguard the future of the galaxy. So we are playing Sealed Orders. We are playing Sealed Orders. It's a Maelstrom of War mission from the new chapter approved book where we generate 6 tactical objectives and they are secret. And we can only generate more tactical objectives once all 6 have been completed or discarded. So we're playing Dawn of War. Eldrad has strategically picked this side with 2 objectives right in his deployment zone. And we have 1 objective here, 1 objective in the Aquila, 1 in the middle of the board, 1 in this building, 1 back here, and then we have 1 in the Dark Eldar deployment zone, just 1 back here. So I'm going to start deploying first. Let's take a look at the Drukhari and the Eldari, or the Azuriani. That's right. Let's begin. And we have 2,000 points of Eldar Uthway army. So this is Scott's army. He's slowly working away at it. These models look absolutely fantastic as he's getting it done. It's awesome. We're having a game here at Sir Games a lot. So Scott, take away your force.
All right, so we have a battalion detachment, and then we have a super heavy auxiliary, and then we have a spearhead detachment. Okay. So the battalion is 1 20-man blob of Guardians. Yep. They have 2 shuriken cannons for their heavy weapons platforms. Yep. We have 2 5-man units of Dire Avengers. 1 and 2. And freshly built with 2 Exarchs with twin shuriken catapults. That's right, twin Avenger shuriken catapults. Yep. Then we have a 3-man unit of Wind Riders with shuriken cannons. Yep. And leading them will be a Warlock. He's back here. Yeah, a Skyrunner Warlock, and then a Skyrunner Farseer. Yeah. With a Singing Spear. Yeah. And finishing up the Spearhead detachment, we have the Wraith Lord. Mm-hmm. And we have 2 Fire Prisms. With the only thing that isn't WYSIWYG in this army is there's no shuriken cannons underneath them. They're actually shuriken cannons. Okay. So a bare bones Wraith Knight with sword and board. Yeah. No upgrades. Nope. And last and not least, we have a Hemlock Wraith Fighter, as is. Okay, cool. Awesome. And then you've got Eldrad? Oh yes, of course, Eldrad, made just this morning, and my new Farseer. And Farseer, there you go. Look, that's the scheme. Okay, so all in all, do you have any general plans? You've never played against Dark Eldar before. That's right. That's right. Looking forward to this Maelstrom of War mission. Let's get down to the mission, deployment, and all that good stuff. And we start with the Dark Eldar force. This is a full brigade detachment. And led the army is Archon Skari with his Agonizer. The other HQs include a Succubus with an Archite Glaive and a Homunculus with an Electrocorrosive Whip and the Crucible of Malediction. In elites, we have a Slith, an Urgul in the Court of the Archon, and a Beast Master. For troops, we have a unit of 5 Rex, 2 units of 5 Witches with Hydra Gauntlets, and 3 units of Kabalite Warriors, 2 of them with blasters. Moving on to the fast attack choices, we have a unit of 9 Razorwing Flocks, a Clawed Fiend, 6 Chimera, and 5 Scourge with 4 Dark Lances. Last but not least, in heavy support, we have the mighty Tantalus. As you can see, still work in progress, getting that guy all done. As well as a Talos with a Stinger Pod and a Kronos with all upgrades.
And last but not least, we have dedicated transports, a Venom with dual cannons, a Raider with a Dark Lance, and the Void Raven Bomber to round it all down. And that is 2,000 points that will be facing the mighty forces of Uthway, led by Eldrad himself. Okay, so it's gonna get nasty in here with those armies that we've decided to play. So, Eldrad is the warlord for the Eldar force, and at the start of every player turn, he rolls a dice. On a 6, he gets an extra command point. Archon Skari is the warlord for the Drukhari brigade detachment, and he has the warlord trait of reroll 1s in combat to hit and to wound, or reroll 1s to hit and to wound. So he's excited about that. Other than that, I start deploying first, and I'm going to, get going. The general plan here is to take some prisoners back to the Dark City and torture them. And but let's see what High Command gives us as the game continues. Okay, so let's begin with deployment. The Dark Eldar have deployed a unit of Chimera and Cablite Warriors in the webway. I have a unit of Deep Striking Scourge with Lancers. I've got 5 Cablite Warriors and 5 Racks in here. I have a unit of 9 Razorwing Flux, a Clawed Fiend in the shadows, as well as my Beast Pack Master. The Tantalus with a 5-man unit of Witches, 5-man unit of Cablites, Archon, Succubus, Homunculus, Slith, Urgol, all in there. Then I've got Kronos, a Talos, a Venom with 5 Witches in it, a Void Raven Bomber with Lances. So that is the Dark Eldar deployment. And then we have the Uthway deployment. Fire Prison, Jet Bike stuff, Dire Avengers, big blob with both Farseers supporting, Eldrad included, big Wraith Knight in the middle, ready to go wherever he is needed, a little Wraith Lord, his buddy and pal, 5 more Dire Avengers, another Wraith thingy, Fire Prison, and the Hemlock in the back. So that is the armies arrayed for battle. Then I did finish, so I get the +1 to go first. Okie dokie, sir. Let's do this. Also, Shane's here. Say hi, Shane.
What's up?
He's watching to see if I lose the initiative again. Yeah. Aha! And I did get +1, so I get to choose to go first, which I do want to do, unless you seize. And if you want to seize, it's up to you. Oh no! Please don't. Oh.
No, sir.
Sad face. Have a great game, sir. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
Okay, so we've got 6 objectives to start the game with, and they are secret. So I'm going to show them to camera. Okay. Ooh, fancy. So I have to, well, that's a very easy one to figure out because I have to draw an extra card. Haha! Awesome. Cool. Okay, that's 3, 4, 5. Oh man, why do I have to get those? Okay, re-rolling, see, rolling that one here. Okay, so I have to try and get that guy. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, last one, 6. Okay, well that's going to be possible. Drukhari turn 1. So in the turn, I essentially grabbed my army and sort of slided it this way. I'll talk about that in the tactical corner. But the objectives that I got, I did achieve every single one of my objectives. So I got Supremacy and Priority Orders. So my Warlord was a part of that. I got 3 points for that, and I rolled a 3 for Supremacy, as my Warlord helped take Supremacy. Mission critical objective was objective 6, held by the Fire Prison. My objective secured warriors, deep struck with the webway, and made their 9-inch charge to take it away, scoring me 2 victory points there. I did kill the Fire Prism in the corner with a lot of lance shots for Big Game Hunter. Area denial was an absolute giveaway, as there was nothing within 12 at the start of the game, so that's like an instant D3 points, so that was 3. Then I did secure objective 1 as the Razorwings advanced to objective 1, and I did kill something in the shooting phase with overwhelming firepower. So that is a 14-point first turn, but we've always seen crazy stuff happen, like me getting tabled, right, Shane?
Yep.
After I had a crazy big... so nothing is set in stone, as it is only turn 1. And now Scott is going to enact sweet revenge. I also had the webway portal, these guys, so I used 3 points to bring them and the Cabalite Warriors in. Okay, on to turn 1. Okay, so the Eldar have these 6 cards. Just let me know when they're all done. I'm not taking a look at these because it's secret cards. And just press the red button when you're done.
I think that's all of them. You can go ahead and hit your red button.
Turn 1 for the Azuriani. So with great determination, they have pushed up the flank. Lots of smites and psychic power and shooting. Killed the venom, killed the witch, killed all the puppies, and also killed 2 of my scourge. On this flank over here, we had the Wraith Lord, the Wraith Knight move up, charged in after killing 2 of the Razorwing flocks, and they put 1 wound on him. He has 3 wounds remaining from shooting last turn, but he's tied up the Razorwings. In shooting in the backfield, the Hemlock Wraith Fighter and some smites took 10 wounds off my Void Raven Bomber. It is still alive with only... I passed 3 out of 4 invulnerable saves against the D-Scythes. So that was a good roll. And the Fire Prism took 2 wounds off that Raider as well. But, in points-wise, the Dire Avengers moved up, cleared Objective 6 that was picked by the Farseer to be an objective. He also had to roll a random objective to control, and he rolled Objective 2, which he also had, a secure Objective 2. And he also killed a unit in one of the phases, in the shooting phase. If he would have killed something in Psychic and in the shooting, he would have gotten D3 points. So that's 4 points to the Eldar. He is holding on to the 2 objectives that he has. And since I have no cards, I now get to draw 5 cards instead of 6. Okay, so number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. Dark Eldar turn 2 saw this flank surge forward. So we had, I killed the jet bikes and the warlock, and this Farseer is left with 3 wounds remaining. My homunculus back here got within 12 inches of all the psychers and busted the Crucible of Malediction, putting a wound on every single psyker, which is pretty cool. And then that psyker took a wound, Eldrad took a wound. I charged in my Tantalus and the Kronos, essentially tying up those guys and just pushing up this flank. My witches charged into the Dire Avengers and lost 1 model, killed 4 of them though, to get behind enemy lines. And in this corner here, I did leave the Wraith Lord with 1 wound remaining, while the Fire Prism has only 6 wounds remaining. So, as we move into the second turn, I am going to be getting Secure Objective 4 twice, as my homunculus has it there. I did get behind enemy lines for a point, and I have these 2 cards here. So what I'm going to do is, thanks to the mission, I'm going to spend the command points for the mission. I believe it's 1 command point, or 2. I think it's 1.
1, yeah.
And I'm going to discard these 2 cards. So next turn I can take 4 cards instead of having to wait to try and kill Eldrad, and I can't even master the warp, so that would be impossible to do. Okay, moving on to turn 2. Will the Wraith Knight come and flip the Tantalus over? We shall see. On to the next turn. Okay, Eldar turn 2. Wow. Let's start with some moving. We had the Guardians move back with Eldrad and the Farseer, supported now by the Wraith Knight. Combined smites and the Hemlock shooting killed the Tantalus. Tantalus died. It is now done. This Farseer that was on the jet bike jumped all the way up here, making it very hard for me to get him, and smited some of those witches into oblivion, but failed to cast Mind War, making sure that my succubus survived. In the combat over here, we had the Dire Avenger Exarch finally die, And in the combat over here, the Wraith Lord killed the Clawed Fiend, and then the Razor Wings finally took the last wound off the Wraith Lord. So, did the Eldar get any points this round?
That's a negative.
Okay, and do you want to get rid of any of your cards with the command point?
I'm not going to. I think I can get them.
Okay, perfect. So we're moving on to Dark Eldar, turn 3, and I get 4 cards now. So number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Okay, so I can only get 1 of those. I'm pretty sure. Okay, on to the next turn. Dark Eldar turn 3 saw the combat in the middle be the most important thing. So, first of all, I got hold of the line, which was really the only objective I could get. So I pulled the Cabinet Warriors out of the Raider, and then the Raider moved back with the Scourge. So 3 units to hold the line. As many lances as could shot into the Hemlock, and it only has 7 wounds left. I got the Homunculus down there, the Talos moved around. These 2 witches made crazy long charges to get up and kill that Farseer. And then in combat, we had pretty much everything just pile in. There's 1 Guardian left. The Eldrad has taken another wound. One of the Farseers is still wounded. But essentially, the Rax moved in. Combined with shooting, close combat, the Wraith Knight has 14 wounds remaining. I've done 10 wounds to it so far. And on the far flank, the Razorwing Flux charged in, killing a few of the Dire Avengers and tying them up in combat, while the Void Raven Bomber put 3 more damage on that Fire Prism. So, with 1 more point for hold the line, we're moving on to Eldari, turn 3. Wow, it feels like this game's gone forever. But it's definitely getting down to the nitty-gritty. Okay, Eldar, turn, or Azuriani, turn 3. Wow, it's only turn 3, that's crazy. So, shooting from the Fire Prism, saw no damage. My Void Raven is fine. All the little beast pack killed the rest of the Dire Avengers. The Hemlock Wraith Fighter came in and did kill one of the Scourge with a Smite, and then nuked the Raider with 8 damage done. Nothing happened over here. In combat, I lost my Kronos that exploded and did mortal wounds to everything. I lost a couple of things, a couple of wounds here and there. The Urgul survived stomp attacks, but the Wraith Knight essentially stomped it out, stomped the Kronos out. Okay, and no points were taken by the Azuriani. So, with that in mind, Eldrad has decided that this is a waste of Eldar lives and has retreated to the Webway only to plot yet again and to come back another day and foil Archon Skari's plans, who has continued his Webway assault on this industrial planet. Other than that, Scott, thanks a lot for the game, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Do you have any comments to the end of the game? Would have you done anything differently? Or what did you think about playing the Dark Eldar for the first time?
Yeah, that was quite the alpha strike, so I think I would probably put my Guardians in the Webway, because they took a pretty bad beating really early in the game. I would have had to play the Wraith Knight a lot more aggressively. There's a lot of things that were kind of spread out too thin and not utilized properly. So lots to think about.
100%. You know, definitely winning the first turn really allowed me to take on one of your Fire Prisms, which is a huge thing, and then focus on the big blob of Guardians while being able to tie up. And to be honest, my first 6 cards were crazy good. Even though you cut my deck and we shuffled the deck, like, and I was able to get 14 points on the first turn. But other than that, this is nasty, very nasty. Hemlock Wraith Fighter and Wraith Knight, Yandan Wraith Knight, actually quite like just a tar pit, like a very aggressive tar pit. So I like that, but yes, definitely more aggressive with that. Well, thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate it. Leave a comment down below if you'd like to see more content. Thanks a lot to Scott for coming down and having a game here at the Eternal Warriors Club Room at Sir Games a lot. As well, join Patreon today and get exclusive access to a whole bunch of cool stuff, giveaways, as well as the community where the Dark City, become a denizen of the Dark City. Check the links down below, guys, and we'll see you on Thursday for the Tactical Corner on this battle report. Skari, out. It's an exclusive. We're playing the game.